Welcome back, Opinions Mostly fans. This segment, we're going to be going over next week's schedule and also doing our pick'ems at the same time. Not by myself. We might as well just kill two birds with one stone, right? Um, Save down, save on time, shorten the clips down, make them watchable at your own leisure instead of leaving off and coming back on the chapters. So, leading off, Thursday night football, first one of the season. We got the Commandos at the Packers. The Packers are the favorite by 3.5. This is an intriguing game. See how the Commanders can do against this new defense with Micah Parsons added to the Packers. Also, another week in the Packer system with Micah Parsons. So let's see what can happen here. Let's go to the board here. Aaron is picking the Packers. Nick is picking the Packers, and so am I. I am picking the Packers as well. Moving on to the morning slate on Sunday morning, we have the Jaguars versus the Bengals. The Bengals are a 3.5 point favorite in this game. I think the question will be how much defense will Travis Hunter play against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? And also, will Trey Henderson be able to get home and sack Trevor Lawrence? So I think it's a little bit of defensive stories here for sure. We know what offense both these teams have relative. Obviously, the Bengals have a lot more high-powered offense than the Jaguars, but nevertheless, Jaguars got some pieces, i.e., Travis Hunter for sure. Hopefully, the Bengals' offensive line can hold up. That's another big question as well. So let's see what's going on with that as well. Going to the pick'ems here. Aaron's picking the Bengals, Nick's picking the Bengals, and I'm picking the Bengals as well. All right, we're all 2 for 2 here. Let's go controversy. Next game on the slot here. Giants at the Cowboys. Giants, a lot of questions. Quarterback, team in general, offensive line. Russ Wilson not being able to cook with the offensive line that's being presented to them. Cowboys coming off that impressive loss to the Eagles. Dak Prescott, like I said, having one of the best games I've personally ever seen. So right now, Dallas is the favorite by 5.5. Let's go to the board here. Looks like we're 3 for 3 again. All three of us are picking the Cowboys to win this game. All right. Next game on the slot here. Bears at the Lions. So questions for both teams here. Lions, no coordinators, or both coordinators left. Can they rebuild this offense and defense to what it was with Aaron Glenn and the head coach for the Bears? Totally forgetting his name right now. Gosh darn it. When they were the coordinators for Detroit, and can Jared Goff get going here with all of the talent that they have on the Lions side of the ball? Jameer Gibbs, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, their defense is studs. There's no excuse why they can't. Laporta at tight end. There's no excuse why they can't. Offensive line there is some issues there for sure. And then the Bears, can we just get right here? We are up 3-1 against the Vikings. Another opponent. The Bears, side of things. This is their second divisional game in a row. That's kind of wild. Obviously, when you win or lose division games, that's +2, not 1. So can they figure something out? Can they maybe catch the Lions on another bad day? Maybe Caleb Williams can figure out the magic and get this Bears offense going again, like it did in the first drive against the Vikings. Right now, the spread is Detroit by 6.5 points. Looking at the board here, Aaron's picking the Bears to win on the road. Nick's picking the Lions. I'm picking the Lions as well. So there you have it. Next game on the docket here, we have the Rams at the Titans here. Obviously, I spoke about it. The Rams offense didn't look too seasoned week 1 with Matthew Stafford and company. Defense looks solid, of course. In my opinion, top 3 to 5 defenses units in the league. Puka is there. Obviously, Devontae Adams is great. Kyron Williams, running back, is great. I think the Rams offense just needs to gel a little bit here. Maybe they can get something going here on the road against the Titans. Titans, they are what they are. Rookie quarterback, second-year head coach. They need to identify what players and pieces they can keep and develop, what pieces and players they need to go and find in the draft and free agency and trading. Right now, the Rams are a 5.5 point favorite on the road. Looking at the board, it's a clean sweep. We all three are picking the Rams. Patriots at the Dolphins is the next game on the slot here. Obviously, the Dolphins coming off that piss poor performance against Indianapolis, which was in a dome, by the way. So the whole playing under 73-degree temperature hypothesis kind of goes out the door. Dolphins are at home. Patriots on the road. Patriots didn't look too hot and too good against the Raiders, but they're working through it. Drake May, Mike Brable, first year coach, establishing the culture in the system. Patriots, of course, are trying to identify what pieces they can keep, develop, and what they need to go for. I feel like personally, everyone keeps there was a lot of hype going into the season about the Patriots and like this is their year. Look for them being a dark horse, like Indy, AFC East. I'm like North. I'm just East. I'm like, you guys are kidding me. You guys are sipping on the Kool-Aid here. The Patriots, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, they are 2 years away at least with growth and development and building talent. Um, right now, and then obviously the Dolphins coming off that piss poor performance, maybe they can figure something out at home in their environment against a divisional opponent. Right now, the Dolphins are a 1.5 favorite. Looking at the board here, Aaron and Nick have the Patriots winning on the road. I have the Dolphins. I think this is a redemption game for them at home at Hard Rock Stadium. Going forward here, we got the Niners at the Saints in the Superdome. Questions about the Niners. Obviously, George Kittle's out. Brock Purdy, what do we know? Is he going to be healthy? Niners are bringing in kickers right now to replace their previous kicker from Michigan that I talked about in the last segment. Totally forgetting. Chat, you can light me up on that one. Moody, thank you, Dre Moody. So Niners, a lot of questions with injury and health wise. The Saints, just another bottom of the barrel team. Um, they need to identify Spencer Rattler is that guy. They have formidable pieces on offense. Their defense is mediocre at best. Right now, San Francisco is the favorite on the road by 2.5 points. So let's go to the board. Aaron has the Saints winning at home. Nick has the Niners winning on the road. I'm picking the Niners to win as well. I'm a little insight. I think even with all the injuries that are plaguing the Niners right now, I think the Niners still have a very good defense that will contain Rattler and this offense that the Saints have, that they will force a turnover or two. Maybe that puts the offense into touchdown or field goal position, or maybe get a strip fumble recovery touchdown, or maybe a pick six. I have faith in the Niners defense in this situation to get the job done on the road. Next game on the docket here, we have the Bills at the Jets in the Meadowlands here. Bills coming off that excruciatingly exciting win against the Ravens on Sunday night, and the Jets coming off that nail biter 2 point loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Um, you know, the Bills they have their besides the Niners, they have one of the relatively easiest schedules in the NFL this year. They only play outside the East Coast like once or twice this entire season. That's pretty damn good when you think about body readiness and like the sleep schedule for the body, especially traveling from the West Coast to East Coast or even to the Midwest here, parts of the Midwest, Rocky Mountain area. That can take a toll on the body and like the sleep schedule and everything like that. And the Jets looking to just build their foundation once again. They're going to be under 500. They're just building for the future and identifying what they can do. Maybe they can develop Justin Fields. He had a fantastic first game, like I had mentioned in the last segment. Right now, Buffalo is the road favorite by 6.5 points. Let's go to the board. Clean sweep, ladies and gentlemen. All three of us have the Bills winning this game. Moving on to the next game here, Seahawks at the Steelers. Seahawks coming off that close loss to the Niners, 17-13. They should have won that game. I thought they were going to win that game. And then the Steelers coming off that win in the Meadowlands against the Jets here. So the first game was the Aaron Rodgers Part 1 revenge tour. I say Part 1 because there's Part 2 coming later this season against the Packers. So this game is about the DK Metcalf revenge tour. I'm curious how many points he's going to score fantasy wise and how much they're going to force feed him. They're not playing in Seattle. They are playing in Pittsburgh, but nevertheless, it's going to be a revenge game for DK. Pittsburgh is the favorite by 2.5. Let's go to the board here. All three of us are picking the Steelers, no questions asked. And I say just based off that revenge tour, I think DK is going to want to ball out for sure. I honestly think so. Moving on here, we got the Browns at the Ravens. Ravens coming off that loss to the Bills, like I mentioned earlier. The Browns coming off that 1 point loss to the Bengals. If they would have had a competent field goal kicker, divisional opponent, division rivalry game. I don't think there's much to say here. The Browns are in rebuild mode. It's only a matter of time before they put in Shedeur Sanders, right? Right? Ravens, of course, just trying to fine tune their offense and make sure, and that in my opinion, I think the Ravens, their identity for years has been defense. I think this year's offense. Go all in on the offense, fine tune that offense, make sure that everything's good. Um, right now, the Baltimore Ravens are a 11 and a half point favorite at home. I don't even think I need to check the board to say it, but we're going to check it anyway. Yeah, it's a clean sweep with the Ravens, folks. Oh, hold on here. Yep. Okay, cool. I had to double check. Couldn't find my pick for a second. Moving on, we got an intriguing game in the afternoon window. The Broncos at the Colts. The Broncos coming off that close win, 20-11 against the Titans team led by rookie quarterback Cam Ward. And the Colts coming off that excruciatingly surprising win against the Miami Dolphins with Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, Indiana Jones at the helm in the quarterback position. This will be a good game because I think the Colts shown they have a good formidable offense, and the Broncos are coming in with a top five defense. The corners, the safeties, they're going to cover pretty well. So it's going to be a matter of the front four can get home, pressure Danny Dime. I'm sorry, Indiana Jones. Uh, pressure him, hurry ups, sacks, all that good stuff. Right now, Denver is a point and a half favorite on the road. Let's go to the board. Aaron's picking the Colts. Nick is picking the Colts. I'm picking the Broncos to win. I think the Broncos can get this done on the road. Close game for sure. All these games will be close, except for maybe Cleveland and um, Baltimore right now, right? I mean, shit. What do you expect, guys? Next game here, another piss poor matchup here. Panthers at the Cardinals. I was high on the Panthers. I thought they'd get the upset against the Jags last week with Bryce Young and company developing and Bryce Young getting better. I don't know if it was a thunderstorm delay or if they're just that bad. I don't know, but I'm kind of down on the Panthers right now. By default, the Cardinals are a better team. Just roster wise, Kyler Murray looked pretty decent in the Saints game. Um, right now, the Cardinals are a 6.5 point favorite at home. Going to the board here. Aaron has the Cardinals. Nick has the Cardinals. I have the Cardinals. So clean sweep on the Cardinals for this game. Looking forward down the line here. Sunday night it's going to be what channel is this going to be on? Oh, it's going to be Fox. The Fox game of the week here. Eagles at the Chiefs. Obviously, the Super Bowl rematch. A lot of questions if Jalen Carter was going to be further face suspension or penalties after spitting in Dak Prescott's face last week. He is not. The NFL is going to fine him for $57,000. I don't know, a couple of people's salary for a year. And they said the fact that he committed the penalty before the first snap and was basically sat out the entire game would, suffice as a one game suspension. A lot of people calling for a 2 game suspension that he's suspended this weekend, but he's not. Eagles said they're going to handle it internally with him too. Nothing's been disclosed. Chiefs flying back from Brazil. This could be kind of rough with the Chiefs, right? It's a home game for them, but they had to fly back. They played on Friday, so they did get an extra day or two for rest and travel, which is, I guess, fair. But still, just coming off that long flight, you need a day or two to rest and just recuperate. But I guarantee they were only given one day. Who knows what the status of Xavier Worthy? We don't know yet. They're gonna have to rebuild an entire new offensive scheme. So there's a couple of question marks and exclamation points going up with the Eagles here or with the Chiefs and their availability here. Right now, Eagles are a point in favorite on the road. Let's go to the board here. Aaron's picking the Eagles. Nick's picking the Eagles. I think I'm picking the Eagles as well. I'm picking the Eagles as well. I think just based off the fact that Jalen Carr is coming back, they have an extra day or two. Eagles have an extra couple of days based off of the travel schedule with the Chiefs. So I think that's also another benefit as well. I think that's going to be huge. I think AJ Brown's going to be a big factor in this game. I think one game that he didn't get involved, divisional rival, they game plan for each other all the time. So let's see what goes on with that one. But that's a Fox NFL game of the week. Sunday Night Football is going to be a very entertaining game. Falcons against the Vikings. Couple of underlying tiers here. JJ McCarthy and Michael Penix Jr. are facing each other. The last time they faced each other was when Michigan won the national championship a couple years ago when both teams were the quarterbacks for their respective colleges, the Washington Huskies and the Michigan Wolverines. Let me double check that before I even put that out there. Oh yeah, for sure. So cool. Save myself on that one here. Yeah, Washington Huskies. Perfect. Didn't double check my work there, chat. So that'll be an interesting game for sure. Um, if you look at it, Michael Penix only has an extra 4 to 5 games starting over JJ McCarthy. So pretty interesting, intriguing matchup for sure, just based off the college part of it, the national championship game a couple of years back. Um, the Falcons have a lot of pieces, and there's a lot of hype about. I mean, is this the year they finally get it going? Drake London, Bijan Robinson, their tight end. I'm totally drawing a blank on his name. Um, a lot of questions about the Falcons if they can develop their talent here. They have the pieces in place and names, but what's going on here? The Vikings, of course, coming off that week 1 Monday Night Football win against the Bears. JJ McCarthy looks like he grew right before our eyes. Obviously, Vikings got a lot of offensive talent, and the Vikings defense looks good too, so under Brian Flores. Right now, the spread is 3.5 points. Minnesota being the favorite at home. Let's go to the board. Aaron has the Vikings winning. Nick has the Vikings winning, and I have the Vikings winning as well. I think the Vikings have a better overall team than the Falcons right now, and yeah, just something about this Vikings team coming off that Monday night win. It's kind of magical, kind of exhilarating. Monday Night Football, we got a doubleheader. Normally they do these doubleheaders like a game following after a game. Week 1, just week 1 kickoff, bang, bang, bang. Go out with a bang. Compared to that bullshit they were doing the last couple of seasons where they'd start the first game at like 5:50, 7:15 Eastern time, and then 8:45 Eastern time, where you had an overlay of the game that made no goddamn sense. But NFL got rid of that finally. Thank God. They were doing it was experimental. They were seeing how it would work. Fortunately, they realized the error in their ways. So no, this one's a doubleheader though. First game, Buccaneers at the Texans. Buccaneers coming off that week 1 win against the Falcons on the road. That was huge. Baker Mayfield looked good. And Jigba, their rookie wide receiver from the Ohio State Buckeyes, looked fantastic. Um, Huge win for them for sure, establishing themselves, and obviously Baker being a dark horse MVP favorite that we talked about previously on the show. Texans coming off that loss against the LA Rams. There's some questions with that Texans front line, that front five. Their offensive line got some questions for sure. Rams were able to get the pressure a lot on CJ Stroud. Fortunate for CJ Stroud, he's a very good scrambler, and he was able to scramble and pick up 10 to 12 yards at a time when he had to scramble when the coverage was breaking down, or he got rid of it. He scrambled and got rid of it out of bounds. So next play. But yeah, Texans got some got some questions for sure. Right now, the line, Houston is the favorite at home, 2.5 points. Let's go to the board. We have a clean sweep again. All of us are taking the Buccaneers on the road. I like the moxie of this team. The Bucks just look like a really good unit and a really just a fun team to watch and root for. Like you look at all of these players that have been there. Mike Evans been there forever. Finally reached, and Chris Godwin's been there for a while. Finally reached the pinnacle with Brady to win that chip. And they're kind of running it back with Baker, another good quarterback, and Baker with the whole redemption story from Cleveland to Carolina, LA, and then signing that 1 year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on like nine and a half billion. And then he signs a 3 year, $100 million extension after that after balling out. So I know we're all Baker fans on this show. So I like the Buccaneers are just fun team to watch for sure. The last game of the night, divisional matchup, Chargers versus the Raiders. Kind of feel bad for the Chargers again. Just another situation where 2 weeks in a row they're facing divisional opponents for opening the season. I don't know if I like that really. Chargers, coming off that big win against Brazil or in Brazil against the Chiefs. Raiders coming off that big win against the Patriots, first win since 1994 in Foxborough. Uh, this is gonna be an interesting game. Divisional matchup. Uh, Pete Carroll hasn't faced the Chargers too much, being in the NFC West for all these years. Um, this could be some interesting talking points for sure. Can the Chargers take care of business? Can they replicate what they did offensively in Brazil? Can the Raiders replicate what they did offensively in Foxborough? Can they get Ashton Gentry going? He didn't do much in Foxborough against the Patriots. Maybe he gets something going against the Chargers defense. Chargers defense still formidable though, so let's see what's going on with that. Right now, the Chargers are the favorite on the road by 3.5. We go to the board. We got another clean sweep, everyone, especially Aaron. Aaron being a realistic Raider fan here, he's picking the Chargers to win on the road against the Raiders. So, I'll be interested. Another interesting thing I like to see is how much of that crowd is Chargers fans versus Raider fans. Because, in my opinion, and I think a lot of NFL fans' opinions, the Chargers belong in San Diego. They don't belong in LA. You want to say the Raiders belong in LA, that's fine. You want to say the Rams belong in LA, that's fine. Both teams have history and connections there. Chargers belong in San Diego. But that quick trip from LA to Vegas, you know, not just for Charger fans, but for Raider fans too. On a Monday night, game by itself. I'm curious how that stadium's going to look because the Chargers always play. God bless the Charger fans because it's far and few in between that are in SoCal outside of San Diego. Every home game they have at SoFi, it's other team always taking over. For years, it used to be like that for the Rams, but the Rams were able to finally establish something. Thank God, have some kind of home field advantage, unless it's the Niners or the Cowboys or the Packers, at SoFi. But maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a chance that the Raiders have a home field advantage against the Chargers in this matchup. Maybe it's 50-50 in the stadium. I'm kind of curious to see. Interesting tidbit. Doesn't really fucking matter for betting lines, but just something that popped in my head. All right, folks, that concludes this portion of the episode for week 2. Looking forward. Be sure to be on the lookout. I will be posting another special for college football tomorrow or Friday. Looking forward to college football on Saturday and looking back on the storylines from last week. And not a lot covered based on what I pre-emphasized last show. It was Michigan versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma won that game, but we'll break down some stuff and we'll look at the future matchups going on Saturday. All right. Take care. Opinions mostly. Stay here on the chat and the channel for new shows and episodes coming your way.